Hello and welcome to Terraria. My name is Todd, also known as Midjamek, and this is of course Terraria. Last time we left off getting our teeth pushed in by the twins and making a couple gatherers. This time around we're going to take a jaunt down to the underworld and hopefully be able to gather some more stuff so we can make a hell gatherer. That's going to be our main focus, is just making a hell material gatherer. So we can kind of gather the materials from that place without having to worry about the death that ensues when you're down there. Excuse me. So, a major thing that we've been having problems with in the past is our inventory space. Not our storage space, of course, but our actual inventory space. We've been having problems making trips and whatnot because our inventory gets full and then we have to come back and all of that. So, I've decided that we're going to fix that. This part, we're going to update our stuff, and in doing so what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. So I did gather up the gold from our gold gatherers so we could buy 2 safes, and it might not be readily apparent why we would need 2 safes. You might also notice I also have a piggy bank in my inventory. I found that or bought that from the merchant before the episode, but I realized I should probably hold off on that. So now we've got a safe and we've got a piggy bank. It's good to have both. These are instance storage systems, so anytime you use one, for instance, so let's say we put down our safe, we put our piggy bank on top of something, we can access the inventory of our piggy bank from anywhere. Now our piggy bank requires that we have something to set our piggy bank on, like a platform or a table, so we should probably make some platforms at the very least, or gather up some. Let me think. Do I want boreal wood platforms, or do I want something else? Let's take a look at what we can craft. So, got an okay amount of boreal wood platforms. Could make ebon wood platforms if we wanted to. Mushroom platforms, pearl wood platforms. Should probably use something that we can use lots of. Standard wood platforms, why not? So we'll just make a bunch of those. We'll go with standard wood platforms for the time being, so we can take 2 platforms and put down 2 platforms anywhere we so choose, and we can put a piggy bank on top of that, which allows us to access that piggy bank inventory. We can also access our safe inventory anytime we want from anywhere. So that effectively allows us to carry around 2 chests with us. So we're going to put all of our kind of usable items that we'd use a lot of into our piggy bank, because we won't be accessing our piggy bank that much. And all of the gathered items that we gather throughout the world that we'll be using we'll put into our safe. Let's see, we also want to put the gold watch in there. I always keep my mirror on me and a health potion. The rest of the potions aren't, or I guess I should also keep the mana potion. The buff potions aren't massively useful because of the duration on them, of course. They last 60 minutes each, so that's not necessary to keep them with us at all times. I can sort that, and now we have cleared up our inventory pretty much. So now we shouldn't have any more problems with inventory. Any extra stuff that we get we'll throw into our safe, so we don't have as much stuff just sitting in our inventory. Alright. And we're good to go. We're just going to go straight down and go collect us some materials. Oh, I should probably also summon my spiders. 3 spiders. Let's put on our phylactery instead, and we'll add another spider to that pile. Next time the twins come out, I may decide to use my phylactery instead, just because it'll give us a higher chance of survival, even though we won't have the extra health, the extra mana. I think we'll be able to make do swapping between the Lasinator and our railgun. At least that's my hope anyway. We are still trying to find that compass. If we can just find a compass at some point, we will have our cell phone, which would be quite nice to have, but that's not the focus of our little jaunt down here. I was just killing that Viking just to see if he dropped it. Because I believe the compass, if I'm not mistaken, drops from bats, and the undead Vikings. And also a lot of the, we also have our Daedalus armor on again. So I have to remember that every time I press up, I have a chance of flipping gravity. But bats, Vikings, and a lot of the enemies you'd find in the ice biomes have a tendency to drop compasses. So we need to put on our lava waders. What do we want to replace? I could replace my wings. I don't necessarily need the wings down in hell all that much. Okay, we'll replace the wings, because the wings aren't massively necessary down here. That'll give us the ability to run on lava, which is what we need. Okay, so our main goals are to gather up some voodoo dolls. We will need to gather up some buckets of lava, but I'm not super worried about that. The other thing we need to gather up is lots of bloody hellstone ore, and all that good stuff. We should be able to gather that up quite easily, especially with how fast we gather up materials now. Let's create a path through here. We might need that Hellforge in the future, so I'm going to grab it just in case. Let's start grabbing this Hellstone. I don't think there was any major updates in the past while here. A lot of people are preparing for like the next major Terraria update, which has been talked about recently. A lot of modders kind of hold off doing any major updates until those sort of things come out, which makes enough sense to me, as it would seem like a lot of waste to have your mod be broken the second you try and create something good there. Let's switch to auto mine there. We'll get in here, gather up all this wonderful hellstone. Okay. I don't think there's anything else down here that we really need to worry about gathering. If we see a shadow chest, I guess we'll probably pick it up. And now we can do that fairly easily since we have our piggy bank on us. Later on, we'll hopefully have a chance to grab from a solar eclipse the little piggy bank item that you can get from that, which is like a pig pet, effectively. Oh my god, these guys do ridiculous damage. Oh my criminies. I didn't realize how much damage these demons did. Christ. Just one of these... Oh, yep. I was not expecting to be instantly killed by these demons. Those demons do a lot of damage. Holy cow. We will still need to kill them and gather some more materials. Do we have a lot of obsidian now that I think about it? Obsidian. So we do have an okay amount of obsidian. I think we'll be able to make do. We can just kind of dump all of our stuff since we're back up here. We will gather up, let's make some buckets. So we're going to need iron. Yeah, we've got tons of iron. Okay, so we're going to need to make some buckets. Does that come under tools or something else? Let's see. Buckets. Okay, we need, I think it's 4 buckets. Or is it 5 buckets? Lava buckets. We need 5 buckets. Okay. We'll make a bunch of extra buckets just in case. We also need an obsidian chest, so if we see one of those down there, we'll pick that up. 4, 5... Let's make about 20 buckets. 20 buckets of lava, I think, should be a good enough amount. Oh, we do have to buff up again since we died. Okay. We'll pull all of our potions out. Press B. Throw all of our potions back in. We will be working towards getting those Yarm stimulants as soon as we're able to, but who knows when we'll actually be able to. It's one of those things that we can't really set an exact time for yet. Thankfully, with our instivators, it's much easier to get down to hell without having to worry about any delays having to mine down. Let me think. I don't think we're really up to snuff on being able to tackle the twins. They really kind of just rinsed us, and weren't really able to do enough damage to take them down. I'd really like to get the turtle staff that we can get from down here, but I have no idea if we'll have enough luck to be able to get our hands on it. Oh, we want to avoid the frick out of demon boys over here. Oh, come on. Okay, so we're going to have to play a little bit tougher here. And really focus these demons down so we don't have to, so we don't die and have to keep coming back. Let's cut a hole. Oh, I guess that works. Right in here. We'll take this door off. Freaking imp causing us problems. Come here, you little jerk. There we go. Murdered the heck out of him. We are looking for an obsidian chest, but we don't necessarily need one. We could make one out of obsidian bricks, I believe. Or just obsidian itself, so there are other options to us. Let's see. It will help us to make pathways, of course, through hell, so we can kind of get ease of access when we're running through. I'm so used to having my wings that I'm getting kind of messed up on my movement here. Maybe we should swap out something. Maybe I'm going to swap out the phylactery for something else. Crimes. Get out of here, bats. Let's swap out the phylactery for the wings instead. There we go. And I do want to summon my spiders back, so I'm defended again. Gotta make sure to stay on top of any enemies we see so we don't get horribly murdered. Because even though hell's not the most dangerous place in the world right now, it's definitely not safe. Or not what anyone should consider safe. Ooh. There's a turtle down there. Oh, no, not a turtle, but a bone flare. What did the bone flare drop? Bone flare's tail. Is that any good? It doesn't really look like it. Oh, Hellbringer Mimic. That's not great. We're gonna want to make sure to focus him down as soon as possible. I'd love it if my minions were on top of him. Let's go up here real quick. Oh, Christ. I've got to avoid that. And the demon that's now sending freaking things at us. Boy, we may die to this mimic. Come on, okay, so we can't eat any pie. Get out of here. Okay, I'm not so worried about the mimic. The mimic kind of falls short every time it gets close to us. More worried about bloody demon right now. Sending its bloody things at us. Okay, so I think we can handle the mimic now. We're out kind of in an open area. Oh, that is if the bone flare doesn't get us. Get out of here, mimic. Okay, we can heal again. Use another pie. Okay, we're back up to a decent amount of HP. As long as another demon doesn't show up, I think we'll be okay. Let's just try and get him down, crannies. And then swapping between my weapons, I'm still not able to really deal with him that effectively. Oh, boy. That was a big hit. And I really don't need these pot mimics either. That's definitely not a great thing to have also attacking us. Okay, bats are a problem, but not the biggest problem. Get out of here, mimic. Frickin' hell. Okay, let's activate that. We can get around him there. Okay, like if the things that come out of this mimic don't burn. Oh, frick. Come here, you jerk. Okay. Did all of it burn? I don't think so. Devil dagger, huh? Oh boy, I'm gonna die to lava. That's... Ooh, I almost died to lava. I got the devil dagger. Killing enemies will boost your magic damage briefly. That's not too bad. Boosted magic damage is kind of a good thing to have on a mostly damage dealing character. What could we replace? I guess the Light's Lament. Okay, so we killed some stuff, boosted our magic damage. That's not horrible. I definitely would have preferred something else. I think there was more stuff that came out of that mimic, but I'm not really willing to go grab it right at this exact moment. I don't think that's a wise thing to do. Hopefully, we can go gather some more freaking hellstone without bloody demons just wrecking our face. Oh boy. Let's eat that. We'll go with that. Activate our sapinator. Okay. Let's gather up this hellstone right here. So we're gonna need more of that. We'll go over this tower here. We need to kill that turtle. Frickin'. Oh, ouch. The turtle hits really hard. Let's just throw our Shade Rain staff right there. Throw this here. I should have thrown down my spider staff now that I think about it. Now, what did the turtle drop? He dropped a shadow lockbox. Okay. Not necessarily bad. Oh, and he did drop the mortar staff. Fantastic. So that's an upgrade, a massive upgrade to our queen spider staff. Because it shoots mortars at our enemies. That's the main thing that we were down here for. The gatherer is just kind of an extra thing that would be nice to have. Haven't seen enough city chests, and I don't even know if they spawn in the world naturally. So I'm not really going to worry too much about those. This area here, it looks like I was here at one point, but maybe I failed to get through here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Take that down, take this down. Okay. We need to get lots more hellstone if we're actually going to be able to make all the things we need to make. Ooh, get out of here. Frickin' jerks. Okay, we're going to throw down our mortar. Oh, frickin' demon. He got right on top of us before we could do anything about it. What a pain in the butt. Well, we did get our stuff. Let's see. I think that might close us out. We could go to the dungeon one time to see what we can gather up. We'll open these log boxes as well. But the mortar staff was the major thing that we were down there for, and we got it. I did also get lava buckets. We'll keep the spider staff because I think it might become something later. Okay, it becomes a part of an enchantment, which is a worthwhile reason to keep it, at least for the moment. Light's Laments, let's see. So our Devil Dagger isn't bad. It does an okay amount of damage, but even with the boost, I don't think it's good enough to really compete with the Shade Crystal Barrage or the Zapinator. The Lazinator, that is. We'll hold on to it for the moment. I don't want to just toss things away willy-nilly. Let's open up that, open up that. Okay, so that got us a couple things. Let's see, so we got banners, potions, meteorite bars, an obsidian piano. Some interesting stuff, hell stuff. We'll hang on to it. Maybe we'll decorate our stuff with it later. Did also get a flame lash, which I don't think becomes anything massively useful to us. Oh, could become could become something later, so it's nice to have, I guess. Meteor bars. Alright, so let's make an obsidian chest, and then we will make, if we're able to, yes, we are able to make an obsidian chest. We'll make one obsidian chest, and then we'll make the gatherer. So we need hellstone bars, a good number of those, so we can make a pickaxe, and then the chest itself. So we might as well just make as many as we can. We also need guide voodoo dolls. Do we have enough guide voodoo dolls? Do we have any guide voodoo dolls? I don't know if we actually have any guide voodoo dolls. We have one guide voodoo doll. Damn it. I need two. Okay, so we are going to have to make another trip down into hell to try and get another guide voodoo doll at some point. But that doesn't mean it has to be this time. Though we do have a little bit of extra time. I guess one more foray wouldn't hurt us. Okay, let's make our pickaxe. And we'll see. We do have enough left over to make the gatherer. Okay. Alright, so let's go try and find a guide voodoo doll. Actually, is there anybody who sells guide voodoo dolls? By chance. Maybe one of the vendors would sell us a guide voodoo doll. He doesn't. Let's try hard mode. Nope. Let me see. What about the merchant? Nope. Stationary vendor. Nope. Let me see. I don't think the cobbler would sell anything new and useful. Sells water walking boots. That's kind of interesting. A dye vendor. I don't think he sells anything useful. Nope. Dryad. She doesn't have anything good. What about... Forgive me, not the Dryad. I think that's the herbalist. This is the Dryad, isn't it? Yep. No, I don't see anybody who sells a guide voodoo doll. It'd be really nice if we had somebody who sold a guide voodoo doll out of all the people we've got here. But could we find one? No. Darn it. Maybe a confused zombie? Nope. Sacrificial dagger, huh? Attacks against enemies have a chance to rip part of their soul. Rip out part of their soul. Interesting. Interesting items that he's got there. What about you? Nope. So nobody sells guide voodoo dolls. That's kind of a shame. It would be really quite nice if we had somebody who sold one. But I guess it just doesn't fall into any of the categories. Okay. We'll make one more trip down there. If we die before finding a guide voodoo doll, I guess we'll just have to accept that that's our fate. Otherwise, our main goal is to find a guide voodoo doll of some sort. Oh, definitely going to need our buffs. So this is the only downside of putting all of our potions in a chest, is now we have to pull them all out every single time we want to buff. Not necessarily the biggest problem, because we can just put them literally right back in the second we buff up. But it just is kind of slightly annoying. Okay. I'm going to keep my railgun instead of the Lasinator out, just because I think that was doing us a little bit more work, because we didn't have to worry about our mana. I really would like my summons to do a little bit more work. Maybe I'll have to look up another summon that's a little bit better than the spiders. I'm sure there is one out there. Though our spiders do a decent amount of damage, I will say. Okay, once more into the breach, right? I think we'll go the same way we went previously so we can maybe get back our gold. If we're lucky. But if we see a demon with a guide voodoo doll, we're just gonna train in on them. Freaking mimics. Get out of here with that stuff. Bloody mimic pots. I think those mimic pots are a, what is it, a thorium thing. And the Hellbringer mimics, I believe, are actually Calamity. That's why we have two very difficult enemies. But it still doesn't excuse the fact that that's a monumentous pain in the butt. That's a different type of demon than the one I've ever seen before. Is that a corrupted demon? Never seen that type of demon before. Yeah, it looks like it's a corrupted demon. Interesting. Interesting, and it drops dark soul dust. Not massively useful, but maybe useful in the future. Where did we die? We died right here. Okay, so we got at least our stuff, our gold back and whatnot. Kind of nice. Better than nothing, I suppose. Getting our wasted time back would be better, but I don't think we're going to get the chance to get that anytime soon. Cut through right here. Ooh, a demon dog. I think those have a chance to drop like a mount that is a demon dog. So that's kind of cool if we could get that, but it doesn't look like we did. I am hearing something that sounds like explosions, bone flare. That's why. A silly bone flare. Can't hurt us here. It's kind of a struggle to gather up guide voodoo dolls now that we have to deal with all these different spawns of enemies down here. Before hard mode, of course, we only had to deal with just the demons themselves, so it was much easier to gather that sort of thing. Now we've got far more to deal with. Oh, how convenient, a shadow chest right there. Let's go down. Oh, frickin' Medusa head thing. Okay, so we need to put down a little platform so we can pull out our shadow key. Maybe we should just have that on our person. It might be worthwhile since we're down in the underworld anyway. And we'll gather that up again. What did we get? We got a, flyer flower. Those are pretty good. Or at least when you first get one, they're pretty good. I don't know how good they are at this moment. Though I think we might be able to make something out of that fire flower. Let's see. Yes, we can make something out of it. How good is it? It actually does a decent amount of damage right now. Ooh, very decent amount of damage. What can we make out of it? Nothing all that impressive, just an enchantment. Alright, let's pull up that chest so we don't keep coming back to it. I think there's more stuff. Kill this bloody bat. Gather up that potion, gather up its loot. Okay. And move on. Go through here. Let's break out this door. There's another shadow chest right over there. It's kind of a good find. What do you have for me, shadow chest? Sun Fury. Not massively useful, but we'll take it for the moment anyway. Kind of filling up our inventory so we'll show off that safe method. Now we can just kind of shove all this stuff in the safe and not have to worry about carting it around with us. Though you do want to make sure not to throw away or throw in your good stuff like your piggy bank. Okay, cut through here. How do we want to get down here? I think we're going to go down below, so we're going to go right here. And then just break these doors, cut through here. Not going to worry about that bone flare because he's not the quarry we're after. Alright, so we've cut through that tower, we'll cut through this tower. I was hoping to find a demon at least at this point. There's a type of demon, but not the right type of demon that we're looking for, unfortunately, so we're going to ignore him. Would take too long to kill, and don't have that kind of time. I think we're on the opposite side of the world now. Let's take you look at our map, yes we are. So this is kind of as far as the buildings will go. Oh, we managed to put our shadow key away by accident. We wanted to pull that back out. Oh, that means it's in our safe. So we'll pull it out of our safe. And we'll open this chest. And what did we get? We got a flame lash. Okay. That's more gold, at the very least. Not seeing a wealth of enemies over here. Maybe in the future we'll have to activate a enemy summoning potion. Oh. This is the Corruption's, the Calamity's new hell biome. I don't know if we can mine anything from it yet. But if we can, oh, crimey's, the Calamity biome, whatever it's called. Got some tough enemies in there, that much is certain. But we also need to gather up, or at least see if we can gather up some of this ore. This ore is quite good from what I remember. Does this hurt stand on? No, it does not. Okay, that's good. There's a boss that can be summoned in this area, which we may decide to summon at some point, but not at this moment. Can we? Yes, we can. We can cut through the brimstone slag. This is an area I was not expecting to find right away, though I knew it was here. It's good that we did find it when we were able to. Destroy that guy. Let's see if we can't get to that chest and this ore. The major thing that we want to see if we can't mine is the ore. What is the brimstone slag good for? Good for making some furniture. Okay. Nothing massively useful then. Takes forever to cut through, even with our pickaxe that we've got. Guess that goes to show that it is a high-level stuff. I think this ore that we can get from the brimstone stuff is better than our Daedalus stuff, if I remember correctly, but I'm not positive on that, so that's why I just wanted to see if we could, by chance, mine it. If we can't, oh well, we'll call that the end of our little jaunt down to the underworld for the moment. Maybe next time we'll gather up, or I'll have gathered up a guide voodoo doll. I might have to go to another world just so we can get a spawn. Oh. Well, it doesn't look like we can cut through that ore just yet, but it's worthwhile to know that it's here. So I guess that's something that's better than nothing. There's definitely lots of shadow chests here, which is kind of nice. Ooh, Philosopher's Stone. That's a useful item. I don't know what else we can make. So we can make a Charm of Myths, and from a Charm of Myths we can make a Sigil of Calamitous at some point. But just the Charm of Myths alone is pretty good. Sigil of Calamitous. Yeah, we definitely aren't able to make that yet. But in the future. Calamity's all about that end game, very high level stuff. Alright, I think we'll head back since we weren't able to find our demon. Next time I'll just go to another world and gather up that in-between parts. And that way we can make the gatherer. And then next time we'll go over to the dungeon and try and make the dungeon gatherer. Still going to keep working towards trying to gather up weapons and whatnot, similar to how we gathered up the mortar staff, so we can actually take on the twins. And of course we are just slowly gathering gold, so we can make more potions and or enchant our gear, which is kind of like end game for the twins. If we can get our gear up to like menacing and things like that, we will be sitting pretty. But until then, and until our next adventure, goodbye.